So now to decorate our cookies. It really is not as hard as you think. I went ahead and made all the colors ahead of time and got them in bags just because it's kind of time consuming. But as I'm doing this, I'm going to start with the Christmas tree. It is by far the easiest cookie to decorate. Okay, so what you do, you want to wipe the cookies off because they have a lot of flour on them still, and you want the frosting to stick to it. So the key to using a pastry bag, I wouldn't recommend you put yours this full. I'm used to doing this. Start with a little bit. You got to keep the pressure on it though, so you got to twist it and keep pressure. That way I can just squeeze and the frosting's going to come out. All I'm going to do for the Christmas tree is go back and forth. That's all I've done for the Christmas tree. Then I take my all-time favorite Jimmy's and put some ornaments on it. It's adorable. I also found some of these awesome little stars. I just put one of those on top. I have the perfect little Christmas tree, and anyone can do that. You just have to be daring and try. All I did was squeeze and go make little squiggly lines to make a beautiful Christmas tree. That, I think, is one of the easiest shapes to make. The second easiest is this snowflake. Again, it's just a little star tip, and it doesn't even matter what I make this look like. I'm just trying to kind of put it on the edges, cover the whole thing. There's nothing beautiful about that yet, but what makes it beautiful, I cover it with the sanding sugar. All the flaws are covered up. It is just beautiful. Now, you're gonna think, great, I can do those two. You can do a lot more than that. This is probably one of my favorites. It's the wreath. Again, I've just got that star tip on green, and all I'm gonna do is go around the edge and make squiggle lines to make a wreath. Now, this is where my favorite holly and berries come in. I just sprinkle those on, and it looks so beautifully festive. Now, you want to get a little fancy with that one. I've got some red, and it's got a smaller circle tip. I'm just going to make a bow. Simple as that. All I'm doing is squeezing to push the frosting out. Okay, another super, super easy one is the stocking. I've got the big red frosting that I just made with the big round tip, and all I'm going to do is the bottom of the stocking. And I'm just going to try to go around the edge, but I will tell you, the easiest way to go around the edge is not start on the edge. To get the cleanest line, start kind of in the middle, and then go make your edge. Now, you'll see a big glob just flew up. Totally fine, because I'm going to let that sit 10, 15, 30 seconds. Then enough air will hit it, and I can touch it, and I can just pat that down. In the meantime, I'm going to make the top, which is just, again, white frosting with the star tip, and all I'm going to do is make little squiggles. I've now made the top, the fuzzy top of the stocking, and I can add sugar just to the top of that and make it more festive. Now, it's probably been sitting long enough. I can touch that, the little top is done. Now it's as beautiful as can be, and it took no skill and no effort. So I also find some color a little fun at the holidays, and I love the mitten because it's a nice way to put in other colors other than just red and green on the tray. Same thing, I'm using pink here. You're gonna start, I wanna just go around the edge. Again, I'm not gonna start on the edge, I'm gonna start in the middle, and I'm just gonna go up the finger, around the edge, back to the middle. Huge top on that one. Give it 30 seconds, I'll pat that down. In the meantime, take my white star, make the fuzzy edge to the mitten. Add little crystals if you want. I'm gonna wait a second to tap that down, but that will be super easy in just a few minutes. Okay, now if I've lost you and you think, I can't possibly do that, I got another one for you. This one I do when I make all my holiday cookies because I like different varieties. So I actually have these really tiny mini cookie cutters. I didn't use those this time, I used a smaller cookie cutter and it's just a little bell. So if you are intimidated by this, don't be. You can do this next one. Take any tip you've got or a knife and put some frosting on the back side of the bell. I'm going to use my pastry bag just because I'm pretty decent at it, and get it about, cover it up. Take the top, so the back side onto the frosting, and I've made a little sandwich. I rolled it in the non-Periels, the little round ones. I've got little sandwich cookies. You could have done that with a knife too. So if you don't think you can frost them to make them look pretty like this, you can easily do this. Back to the stocking or to the mitten, and I just patted that down. Okay, so I showed you a few. Now I'm going to show you how to really wow people. I'm going to take back that pastry bag, that extra pastry bag with the round tip. I'm going to take my red frosting with the round tip and my white frosting with the round tip. And I'm going to stick them in the bag together. Try to get them in there about the same distance. And now squeeze them at the same time. I'm putting, and if one comes out faster, catch up with the other one. Okay, I've got a pastry bag now with both colors. Because what I'm going to do with it, I'm going to pipe it until I see both colors come out. Now, back to that new cookie cutter I found, that little peppermint candy one. I've got both colors coming out of here. Start in the middle, go around. I just made peppermint candy. I just made the center there. Then all I have to do is go back with that white star tip, do my little edges, add a little sugar because that little edge would be cellophane, and I've just made a peppermint candy. That really wasn't that hard. You just got to be willing to try. But tell me, that wouldn't impress your guests or your family if that's sitting on a tray Christmas Day. So the final two seem hard. They're not at all. They require a few more colors, well, especially for the snowman. And the other one is going to seem so hard, and you're going to be amazed at how easy it is. Okay, so for the snowman, the first thing we do, it's got a little red on there, let's get that off of there, is make him a nice round face. Again, don't worry if you get a big pull up on the top, we can tap that down in a second. While that's drying a little bit, we're going to add a black hat. Just going to make that across. Make him a hat. Once I have the hat, I'll tap that down a little bit if I need to. I'm going to add, while I wait for his face to dry just a little bit, just a little decoration on him. A little holly and ivy, just some dots on his hat. Again, I'll tap those down in just a second. Okay, then I'm going to give him some eyes, nose, and mouth. Again, this is all done just with black, little dots. I'll give him 5 dots for his mouth. Then the only tricky thing is giving him a nose. Now this is orange and it's just a round tip. To make it look like a carrot, I'm going to put it down and I'm just going to pull it away. And it comes off to the side and looks like a carrot. Then I just tap it all down and I have a cute little snowman. Easy as can be. Now, the last one seems hard. It's so easy. It's the candy cane. The key to the candy cane, make sure there's no extra flour on it. And what we're gonna do, all we need is the big round red and the big round white. We're just gonna make dots. We're gonna start at the end. Doesn't wanna stick? Try it again, make a dot. Leave a little space, make a dot. Leave a little space, make a dot. Then I'm coming back with white right in between it. And it will kind of fill in. Dot, dot, dot. going to give it a couple minutes, and I'm going to tap that down, and I will end up with a beautiful candy cane. That does not require much skill. Give it a try. In a couple minutes, when I can tap that down, all the flaws go away and you get a beautiful candy cane. So these are all of the final cookies that I made for this version. You can make so many of these. The Christmas tree, the snowflake, they don't require much effort, and you can cover them with sprinkles and they will look fantastic. If you're still not comfortable, I strongly encourage you, make these with your kids or grandkids. They probably won't look as good, but nobody judges kids, and so you'll still have a beautiful tray of cookies. You'll get to do it too. You'll get some practice, and they will turn out fantastic. These, for me, make Christmas. So I hope you give these a try, and I hope these make your Christmas even better.